I'm just about to get ready to film today's video, but as I do, I realized that I wanted to talk about how, my journey unfolded on YouTube and how I actually got comfortable and was able to relax and be myself on video, but it wasn't easy. And I thought it was going to be really easy. I just thought because I already know how to speak on stage and I give presentations all the time and stuff, that I would just do the exact same thing. I would just turn on the camera and just be myself. But guys, the thing is, what happened is I tried so hard and I failed so hard for months. In fact, I failed so much that I gave up twice in 2015 and then again in 2016. Self-doubt killed my dreams. Okay, I was like, this is not working out, and I gave up because I just didn't like anything about myself on video. And so I really want to share with you my journey to, getting comfortable on camera and being myself on video. So I really hope you enjoy today's video, and I'll just put some makeup on and I'll see you inside the studio. All right, so I got ready for the video shoot, and thinking about getting ready, obviously that's one of the biggest things. Like, you have to be comfortable with how you look. So let's start there. I actually started making YouTube videos in my bedroom. I was very conscious. I was like, I don't know, how are we going to do this? And, sometimes if the room was in a mess, I would just not be able to film. And until I realized that just what's showing in the frame is the important bit. That's the only thing people are going to see. The rest are all my own, issues that I have to get over. The other thing is that if you're not really comfortable seeing yourself and hearing yourself on camera, then it's going to be a bit of a jolt, because it really was for me. I remember the first few videos that I watched of my own, I literally recoiled. I was like, is this how I sound to other people? Oh my God. I was visibly, I was so upset about how my voice sounds when I'm not hearing it from myself. I'm hearing it from a device coming at me. It's just weird. And the thing is that your voice does change. Other people do hear you differently. So if you're not used to making videos, that is going to be something that you have to get used to. And the only way to get used to that is really to do a couple of dry runs. The way that I did the dry runs was that I used to make Periscope videos. Who remembers Periscope? Really old. This is like Twitter's live streaming service. Today, what I would recommend for you to do is maybe use Instagram, because it's just a little bit easier to start with. So you just take your phone and you can just start filming a live video, or even short clips of recorded videos, just to get familiar with seeing how you sound, on camera, and seeing how you look on camera. And you want to do 5, 10, 15 of these dry runs, and just, create one every day or every week or whatever you're comfortable with, or maybe even multiple. And the idea is really just to observe yourself, just watch those videos and see, how do you look? How do you sound? What do you want to adjust? What do you not like about yourself? What do you like about yourself? Amplify the things that you like. I like this angle of my face. Okay, so I'm always going to be putting a brighter light on this side of the face. You'll notice things like that. I noticed, for example, that I used to say the word right a lot. It was annoying. I used to say it all the time at the end of every sentence, right? So you can do this, right? And I wouldn't have noticed this otherwise. Only noticed it when I would listen to the recording of myself on camera. So that is really, getting the part about getting comfortable with how you look and how you sound. The other thing is, and comes directly from a client who said this to me, Salma, do I have to be serious all the time? And I'm like, no. In fact, it would be exhausting to have to put on an act and try to be a certain way all the time on video. Yes, there's your persona on camera, and, there's a certain way that you want to be speaking. But if you try to put on an act, if you try to be somebody that you're not naturally, it's going to be exhausting. It's going to take so much energy out of you that the process of video making is not going to seem fun. And really, if it's not fun, you're not going to want to do it over and over again. So I definitely don't think that you need to be serious or you need to be funny or you need to be this or that or anything. You really just need to talk how you would normally talk to somebody, which really comes down to being comfortable with thinking about the camera as a person and thinking about, oh, you're talking to one person. Don't imagine an auditorium full of people. Don't imagine a stadium full of, a crowd. Don't imagine even like a room full of 10 people. Think about just talking to one person. That is the most comfortable way of being comfortable, and being able to talk conversationally. Another thing that so many people feel that they feel this imposter syndrome, right? And where does it come from? It comes from when you get on camera pretending to be an expert. And what happens is, especially people who join my program and my clients, they're already like really good at what they do. And so when they get on YouTube videos and they're trying to impart their knowledge, it comes across as preachy. I'll tell you what to do. I'll show you what to do. I'm the expert. I've got it all figured out. And that is when the imposter syndrome and the self-doubt creeps in, right? That is classic when you're going to start to doubt yourself. Oh, who am I to, tell people what to do? And why should anyone listen to me? And so what I always say is don't preach, share. And that's a key, mindset shift there. Preaching is I'll tell you what to do. Sharing is here's what worked for me. And when I look back at my own journey, and yes, sometimes I make videos telling you what to do, but that's always based on my personal or my past experience. Okay, something probably that I figured out or I have now mastered that I feel I can now share. But you don't have to master something to share. You can share the journey. You can share experiments. You can share things as you figure them out and as you learn. And you can always bring in your own past experience of how you reach this conclusion of this expert advice that you're giving. And so let me share with you a really quick thing about my journey. It took me 50 videos, 50 videos to actually go from preaching to sharing. And that 50th video was my first viral video on YouTube. And it was about how to speak naturally on camera. And all I did was I shared my journey. I said, I tried this and nothing worked. And then finally I figured out how to be natural on camera. And then sharing that journey was more effective than just, giving how-to tips like do this, do this, do this. The other thing that I am now doing that makes me very comfortable on camera is that I respond to my audience. Like I respond to everybody, whether it's a positive comment or a negative comment. And I think sometimes we really feel that, oh, I'm going to get negative comments and they're going to affect me, derail me, mess with my head. People are going to say all of these things. And people have said all of these things to me, right? So the worst that I had imagined has happened. You're too old. You don't know what you're talking about. I didn't like this video. You rambled on too much. People have said all of these things to me. And having that done, and I'm sure there are like lots of other people who are going to say lots of other things, but having that there is not so bad now that I think about it, because I always respond to them. And I always give my perspective on, let's say, why I made that video, or, would you like it if I said that to you? And I always respond to the criticism because that makes me feel that people will know there's a real person behind. And it's really easy for somebody to leave an anonymous YouTube comment. But if the creator responds, then they know that, oh, okay, this person is real, they have feelings, they have responses, and they're going to, share that. So that's one thing. But the other reason why I always respond is to let everyone else know what I will tolerate and what I will not. What is a respectable way of, leaving comments and what is not. And so just, being active in the comments section and responding to the criticism and, to the positivity as well is a really great way to kind of find your voice and see, okay, where are your boundaries and what are you okay with? What are you not okay with? How would you like people to treat you? And kind of define that as you go along your journey. And that has really helped me relax on camera, because I know now what is acceptable to me and what is not, what I will tolerate and what I will not. And so that has gotten me really, really comfortable, and I'm okay with people leaving all sorts of comments. I shared a post the other day about how content creators need to go deeper. I have made 250 videos on YouTube, and really this is the first platform that I have been actually really consistent on. I have done, content marketing and blog posts, and I was really active once upon a time on Twitter, really active on Facebook once upon a time, but I was never really able to grow an audience as fast as I was able to do it on video, specifically on YouTube. And that has been because of going deeper. So one of the ways that I relax on camera is to share deep knowledge. And I know that when I share deep knowledge and when I go into specific processes and methods, then it becomes less about me and less about, what are people going to say? And, how is this going to come across? And what are they going to say about me? And it becomes more about sharing that deep knowledge. And as I go deeper and deeper into sharing, YouTube marketing and content marketing and video marketing and all of these processes and methods and tools and tips, it helps me relax because I'm in my comfort zone. I'm sharing stuff that I know really, really well. And so that is a great way. So if you are starting off on video, let's say you're starting off with making videos about personal development and you're sharing your productivity tips, right? Go deep instead of staying shallow. Like, don't just share like broad productivity tips, but share, how you manage your time with kids, or how you plan your day, or the apps you use, or, the way that you structure your content, or your weekly schedule. Go deeper and deeper and deeper into that, and give specifics. The more specifics you start to give in your videos, the easier it's going to be to relax, because you'll get into the content and not so much into the, thinking about, am I being authentic? You will automatically be authentic when you're sharing from a deep place of knowledge. There's this Reddit feature called Explain Like I'm 5. And I think it is such a great way to relax on camera. It's like sometimes, thinking that you have to be professional derails so many people. It's like, okay, I have to be professional. Everyone has this different idea of what being professional means and looks to them. And so I look at it from the perspective of, okay, can I explain this idea or this concept to somebody who's never really come across this before? And every time I do this exercise, it helps me understand concepts better. And the more simplified version of concepts that you can explain, the easier it is to relax and kind of come into your own. And because you are taking a complex thing and you're simplifying it. Anytime you simplify something, it becomes just easier to say, it becomes easier for somebody to relate to you, and it just seems a lot more authentic rather than putting on airs and using big words and overcomplicating things. And that is just, really hard work, first of all, and it doesn't make you relatable. I also sometimes don't come at YouTube videos as though I'm an expert. I come at it from a place of, okay, I'm going to share this thing that I figured out how to do, or this method that I learned, or this technique that worked for me. And so sometimes it takes the pressure off of you when you're like, okay, I don't need to be the expert. I just need to share something I've done. Share what you do, rather than try to be the expert. I think that is probably the number one thing that has helped me relax on camera. It's like, I don't need to know everything. I don't need to have it all figured out. I'm just going to share something that actually worked for me or for one of my clients, or something that I feel has a lot of value for my audience and it's going to work. And then I just come on and share that, rather than trying to be the know-it-all or the expert in this case. Okay, this is a big one, being more transparent. And this is a really hard one for so many people because they feel like if I share, the journey or the mistakes I made, then people are not going to take me seriously. When in fact, the opposite happens. When you share your journey and the mistakes you made and the trouble you had and the way you overcame that, that is inspirational to a lot of people, and it makes you more on level with them, like more relatable, because instead of seeing you, so the more transparent you become, the more that increases trust. It's funny, like that's how it works. The more vulnerable, the more transparent, the more open you become. So instead of saying that, oh, you know what, I know everything, say I don't know everything. I'm not sure this might work for you. There might be other ways of doing it, and open up that conversation. Let people tell you in the comments what worked for them, or let them share what other things they would add to your content. Make it a collaborative effort rather than being like, okay, everything you need to know about this topic, I'm going to tell you, and that's it. So the moment that I started to do that is when I started to relax on camera. I was like, okay, I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to be open. I'm going to be like, if I, don't know how to do this, I will share that. If I have learned something, I will share that. So just being more transparent and being more vulnerable about it helped me to be more myself. I remember that there was a time when I used to share my bloopers on a video. And I think that leaving in my mistakes now is kind of like a version of that. So sometimes I'll trip up words, or I'll say them wrong, or I will, just make like some stupid, silly mistake on video and leave it in. And I find that it's just so much more natural. And that's going to help you look just so much more relaxed on video. I like using my hands a lot. People complain sometimes, you use your hands too much. Earlier videos, I used to have my phone in my hand all the time because I was like looking at my script. People will find something to complain about. If you make it part of your shtick, like part of your thing, how you do things, then it's going to become very natural. You're going to feel more comfortable. And so I think that you should bring in all your, little personality quirks, your idiosyncrasies, whatever. Just bring them and make them a part of your frame. Make them a part of how you deliver content. Make them a part of your personality. Make them a part of your on-camera persona. So how did I actually get over that slump of 2015 and 2016 when I stopped making videos? I, took my videos from the place of, okay, I'm trying to be this expert and I'm trying to share all of this information. And I made that switch in 2017, January 2017. And I decided, okay, it's not going to be from the place of I'm trying to teach you this, but it's going to be from the place of here's my journey and here's what I want to share. So instead of I'm going to teach you, it became I'm going to share with you. And when I made that switch, that's when I actually was able to get more consistent because there was so much to share. There's so much, like when you're working and you're learning, there is so much to share all the time. I have not run out of content or out of ideas. And that has really helped me relax, really helped me to be who you see now on camera and just not worry too much about whether I, appear as an expert or not. Really letting go of that has been the key thing in helping me relax on camera. People come for the content, but they stay for your personality. That's what I believe that YouTube is for. Yes, your content is search friendly and people are looking for it and you're solving problems, but people subscribe because they like the person behind the content. And so when you are creating these videos, don't be shy about sharing your personality quirks. That is going to help you relax, and it is going to make you just so much more authentic on camera. It's just easier for other people to love you when you love yourself. I'll see you in the next video.